please. Quiet down, please. All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Seskaleba, that's spelled Keithseskaleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Durzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. You know, 6 days ago our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee. Our community sprung into action and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and SHEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we've worked in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where on 459? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like you get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Okay, towards that, towards the towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. They're walking southbound.
Where you get Kiki's swimsuit from?
Monique, I gotta call you right back. I got it off Sheen.
Did you pull over with
Call you right back.
Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I just see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is that a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, definitely. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that well. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the city. Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by our family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, Hoover 911 center received a call from Carlee residents stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. He stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. He said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham Bus Station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches later to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can't say is we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much. Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed. Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk. Is what we've been told. I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male. Don't believe so. We have no report of that. Not that I'm aware of. I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one. And not to my knowledge. You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only does. We don't. Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have. Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, you know, she called right now. We're ready. Lou, how about unknown? You know, we know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time. Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, you know, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth. I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that. We'll end up figuring it out. Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's you know, again, these detectives that are here, this is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have. Not that I'm aware of. Sure, sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them, because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us. No, we have not determined that yet. Yeah. Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange, yes. No, we do not know. Absolutely not. Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand. We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned. Well, again, that's not something that we would discuss as we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out. No, not to my knowledge. Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So that's all the questions we're going to have today.
Well, I use this for my lunch break. I have to get back to work, but let's just do a very quick recap, and we will come back if you'd like and talk about it, because I want to drop the link. So what I did find interesting is when they asked, what would the charges be, in so many words, for faking, right? And he said, well, they're still investigating. And when we investigate things like this, we use all our resources. That's the short version. So basically saying, we're still investigating. Y'all know the manpower it took to do this. And to me, they said a lot without saying it, right? 7 hours before she allegedly came up missing, her searches was how to take money from a register without getting caught. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? She searched the movie Taken. A one-way, where was the one-way ticket? She searched a one-way ticket. I can't remember where she was searching a one-way ticket to. They say there's no mental illness that they could tell. And notice they said that there were things in the phone that they didn't want to bring up. Okay, they saw some other things. So speculation is running high. Was it she was, was Nashville? Thank you. Was she going to get an abortion? Because that rumor's out there. Was she? Did she steal money? And here's another thing. If that rumor is true about allegedly stealing money, then maybe they may stop their case. They've done their part and her job is going to pick it up because they have to pursue. I'm just speculating like everyone else, okay? But they said it was things they saw on her phone they would not tell us about. A white man with orange hair came out the woods and grabbed her. Fed her cheese crackers. A woman played in her hair. She was not assaulted, which she couldn't fake that, right? Because they would check you, I'm sure. Well, no, you can deny being checked. But I think she didn't want to risk that. My opinion is she didn't want to risk saying she was assaulted because they would want some DNA so they could pursue. And maybe she felt that would be a lot more, okay? No missing child was reported, okay? When she was found, it was cash in her pocket. So you was kidnapped, abducted, took to a room, another place, in a truck trailer, and you had money in your sock. They didn't search you. She had a little lip issue, they said, a little lip issue. They didn't put she said the guy said, I'm not going to put these cuffs on you because I don't want to mark you up. Since when? Do kidnappers don't want to mark you up and make it easy for you to escape? Speculation. I like that the reporter asked a good question. Will this impact when you go to search for other black women? That was a good question. I'm glad that someone paid attention to that. He said, no, we put the same energy looking for everybody. However, we talking about across the world. Black women are not searched and hunted down, and I use hunted meaning they don't go to bat for us. You know what I'm saying? We did, like that one white woman that ended up being killed. She stayed on the news forever. Okay. Thank you, Rainin. I know you ready. Rainin is ready to drag a bitch. Okay. Get her a little bit. I'm going to tell you my final thoughts based on this interview. I don't believe she was kidnapped. I 100% don't believe it. I believe she lied, even though they didn't say with absolution. Hey, Peach. Hey, Sparkle. Anybody I didn't speak to, I'm on my lunch. I'm trying to run through this. I got a few more minutes. I don't believe she was kidnapped. I believe she did something. Her searches have taken away my feeling that she was kidnapped. Okay? Her searches, okay? And it's not about, I'm not saying it's a black or white issue because, but black women are statistically not searched for when they come up missing. That's why the black issue comes up. Okay, white women, they hunt the world for them. That's why I brought it up. That's just my personal opinion. Not even opinion. It's statistically proven. Okay, but I want them to not take this because this is looking hoaxy, and they could. There was somebody in a comment under one of these posts that said they posted another black woman missing. And it was in Alabama. They posted it. And guess what a commenter said under it? We do not care. She'll be home by dinner. Wasn't that, it's like already it's people in comments like, oh, well, okay. So her searches have really sealed the deal for me. I believe her family is going to stick by her lie. I believe mental illness will be played out. She's stressing something to come out. She also doesn't want to talk to the police anymore. That's very telling. But she definitely, if she searched taken, honey, you didn't search it properly. You should have watched it. You needed more people, and you needed some. You didn't have the particular set of skills to pull this off, okay? Because the story has fallen apart. But coming back with money in your sock, that's something. Kidnappers ate your snacks and left you with money in your sock, okay? I believe. Hey, Miss T baby. Hey, y'all. Um, I'm outdone with the internet searches. Okay, that's just I can't get past that. But they say they're still investigating. So that is the wrap up. Um, mm. So I have about 3 minutes. I'm gonna drop the link. If anybody want to come up, if I'm not familiar with you, you don't have to show your face, but you do have to cut your camera on and just show me your shirt. Show me your chest. You know what I'm saying? Show me that you're dressed. Does that make sense? You can't just hop up on my screen. And you got 1 or 2 minutes to say what you want to say, but I want to come back and talk about this. Um yeah, okay. You want Miss Taylor? So it's giving hoax. It's giving lie. The police didn't come out and call her a liar. 7 hours before this young lady um, allegedly was kidnapped, she did Google searches. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? How to take money out of a register without getting caught? She searched the movie Taken multiple times. She searched a one-way ticket to Tennessee. Um, and other internet searches like that. There was no missing child reported. We have that. She came back with money in her sock, over $100. She claims a white man with orange hair grabbed her from the woods, took her. A woman was with them, played in her hair, okay, and fed her Cheez-Its and crackers, and she managed to escape, okay. That's really the gist of it. They're still investigating. They want to talk to her some more, but she doesn't want to talk to them because she is going through trauma. Okay. So, and I can believe that. You know, she's the Alvira. Hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, in the kitchen, with Texas, she stated that her belief is everybody paid attention to the story because of a potential toddler, not because she is black. The little baby was a turning point. That could very well be. Definitely the toddler heightened it, okay? But for me, I was like, damn, another black woman kidnapped, right? So the baby too. But her mother actually, it seems, who is that, Andre? Okay, good, thank you. You can cut your camera back off. I'm gonna pull you up. Okay, cut your camera off. All right, I'm gonna pull you up. Hold on. Hey, what's your thoughts?
Man, I hate to say this, but I didn't believe it when I first heard the story. Just didn't sound right from the beginning. And I am a true crime specialist. I love watching these true crime. And people kidnap people for a reason, like they like kids, or it was just something wasn't right about it. And then she came home barefoot. Usually people run to the next door. The first person they see, they yelling for help. They don't usually walk home from where they was kidnapped at. You know what I'm saying? It just something was just off about the whole story. It just don't sound right. And nobody ever reported a little kid missing or nothing.
Right.
She's the only one that's seen this. And I really hate that happened because all these resources that she used up to look for her, and I feel it does put a black eye on our black women. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when it's time
Mm-hmm.
for us to look for somebody that's really missing, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they did more than I expected them to do for a black person, for real. This was
Mm-hmm.
on like every news channel that I turned it on. This was a major story. And for
Mm-hmm.
this to be fake, she needs to stop playing and go ahead and show your face. The gig is up.
Just come clean with it.
Yeah, come
Those
clean with it.
searches did it for me. I felt a way when it first happened, and I don't know why. Because when it first happened, nothing was said to make it seem a way. But I don't know. It was the items left behind. I don't know why. But these searches kind of sealed the deal. Um, in the kitchen with Trika, what information was leaked, or link me that TikTok. My Instagram is my name on here, so I can see. I saw a couple of TikToks, but I agree with you. This can put a stain on um, across the world. People will assume it's already the stigma of black people. All they do is lie, rob, and you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Now we fake kidnappings and have the whole world looking for them. um, it's very unfortunate. Okay.
And you know how people are, hey, we gave y'all a chance, y'all blew it. They already don't mess with us as it is. But yeah, I'm with you. It wasn't nothing that was said. It's just this inkling that I heard. I mean, that I had when I was listening to the story. Nothing was said, but I just had that feeling that this wasn't a real deal. And thanks for letting me come up.
All right. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Anybody else want to come and give a statement? I, Cha, if I miss you, don't take it personally. I am just trying to get through. I'm on my lunch. I got a few minutes left. Hey, Nina. Yeah, the searches sealed the deal for me. That's a wrap with me with the searches. I don't really, I'm not going to be convinced she was literally kidnapped. She walked away unscathed. Now, don't take this as her, I wanted her to be harmed. I'm good. If this was a real kidnapping and there was no searches like this, 7 hours before you got kidnapped, you searching the movie Taken, okay, how to steal money, all right? That's very telling. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert, which meant you was that's in my eyes, I'm no cop, I'm not the law, but in my lay eyes, it speaks to me that you were premeditating saying a child was going to be missing. Because isn't that what an Amber Alert is for? A child? I don't think Amber Alerts are for adults. And if it is for adults, then you premeditated someone missing. Okay? So you was premeditating doing some thieving, some traveling, somebody missing as a backup story. And I think you created this man with the orange hair because there's not many. I'm sure orange hair. I love a good ginger. Now, if you ginger out there, call me, okay? Because I love a good ginger. But it's not many gingers out there. He would be spotted by now. Orange hair. Where? I know a guy with orange hair. He lived right there. So maybe an orange hair guy is going to come up, but this feels very premeditated and deliberate. And if this was clout, you got the wrong clout because people are gonna hate your guts. Okay, I would love to see her family speak up and say something to the effect of, "This is if they didn't know about the searches. Like if the family just watched this with us, I would love the family to come back up here and say, we had no idea she searched that 7 hours ago. We found out when y'all did. It's very disappointing to hear. But, we're going to stand by my daughter and we're going to, the typical get her the help that she needs. Just go with the flow. But I think nobody's going to offer any acknowledgement about any of them. Nobody's going to say, um, this looks very bad and we're deeply disappointed that these searches happen. So because if I was me, I would jump on the next press conference like, you know what, I'm gonna stand by my daughter. However, I'm thoroughly disappointed in these searches and she may need mental help, but I don't understand why she searched those things 7 hours before she did this, right? And the young lady, let's see, Samila, she feels it could have been a possible, I'm about to take myself out of here, and then changed her mind. Here's the thing. So I took some courses. It's a certificate, but it was still an intensive course. They were stating that people who decide on suicide don't really plan it out that detailed. Some of the signs they told us to look out for when somebody's going to off themselves, they start giving away stuff of value, like, here's my favorite deck of cards. Remember me and daddy had it? I want you to keep it. You know, they don't really go through internet searches. However, that's me, you know, not everybody. But she could have felt that way, Miss Samila. She very could have well, but they say sometimes when a person is feeling like they gotta leave, they gotta leave. They wanna not hurt the people in a way that they're leaving, so they give them things. Like, it was a really good class, y'all. It was I have a mental health certificate where I can like spot things and know how to provide resources. Not counseling. I'm not able to provide them, but I can say, you know, I noticed these things. Oh, here's one thing they taught us to do. They said ask the person directly, are you feeling idle? I'm trying not to use the word for YouTube, but they said ask directly, because the person 9 times out of 10 gonna tell you, yeah. You know, they was like, don't beat around the bush, but the searches did it for me. So we're gonna have a talk about this later. I want to know, what do y'all feel? Do you think she's lying? Like, this was, oh God, I was hoping for the best, but I stand on what I said. She premeditated this. I feel she planned it, because searching, here's another reason. Samila, with the she was going to off herself. Here's the thing why I kind of don't believe that. And it's fair. That's a fair question. But here's, for me, let me give you one thing why I don't believe it. She searched how to take money from a register without getting caught. That doesn't speak to me that you wanted to leave this earth, right? Searching the movie Taken, none of her searches, had she searched how to off myself quietly, how long before they find my body, how long should I be dead before my body start to decay, right? I was looking, that's just my opinion. We're all just giving our opinion. So, Samila, don't take it, please don't take me coming for you and your opinion. I please don't. But I'm just looking at it from another side. Her search is screaming, I need to fake something and I need to get some money, and how do I get away? And perhaps when she was doing it and why she came back home was because nothing really went right. You know, nothing went right how she wanted it. I'm thinking somebody might have backed out. Could be more than one person. Somebody might have backed out and didn't want to go on the register to get the money and messed up her plans, so she couldn't make it to the other state and all of the child, the ghetto in itself, okay? And what she did was wrong. Yes, it was period, okay? Definitely waiting on them to finish this investigation. I hope they finish it soon, okay? Right, okay? Like, why? Thank you. Listen, this was, and people have been saying, people said that this was going to prove that she lied. And sure enough, I think because the mom is hurting to disbelief, she may have let loose on her behind closed doors, but she's dealing with shock, anger, aggression from neighbors because of her daughter. Yeah. And lying, and listen, she's right. Outrageous lies is the way kids want to get attention. Excuse me. This is what they do. We see it. Yeah. See? Oh God. And here's the thing. I don't know why we have to make it that she did so bad. She's got issues. Jag does stupid ish like this daily. I don't think this is just my opinion. I don't feel Jag and her compare because Jag outright lies, but she ain't came up missing and had us searching for her, right? This is just my thoughts, and some people may not agree, but I feel like she didn't. We looked for her, not we as an I, but the literal world stopped and looked for her. Has the world been looking for Jag? Has the world been sitting around looking for a child that Jag said was missing, right? So I think what she did was very bad. I think it's worse than what we've seen Jag do to me, right? And some people may not agree, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree. But this was a hot. Hey, Night Charm. Hey, F you chill. This was a hot mess, and it's unfortunate that it's happened, but it's done. And they're not the. Thank you. She nailed it. They're not good at getting away with nothing. Not back in the olden days when we had a good laid out plan back when we was younger. Right, Sparkle? Everyone was looking for her. The block was hot. She said, I could see Legina doing this. Child. Yep, she freaked out, aborted the mission. Yeah. And I can believe there is some mental health issues there. Even though none is documented, I believe it's some underlying mental health issues. However, mental health isn't the out for poor behavior. It's a lot of people with mental issues, and they will tell you, I got mental illness. What you gonna do about it? I've heard people do some wild fuck shit and then yell, I got mental illness. I take pills, and they will throw it up in your face that they're mentally ill. So the mental illness does not make me, oh my God, poor thing. She needs to get help, but she needs to still be held accountable. She's able to hold a job as a nursing student or spa, whatever she did, and she's able to search, how do you pay? Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? She's not that mentally ill, okay? How do you fake money without getting caught? She's capable, and she understands what's happening to her. And normal minds, not all the time, but there are some people that's not mentally ill. They just criminals, like the kleptomaniacs. They love to steal. So, I could see that being both ways. But I would like to see her get some type of evaluation. But I don't hold mental illness as the excuse. Like, okay, let her slide. But honey, I'm just on the internet giving my opinion. You hear me? I'm not here to bother Miss Jessilina Smolina. Okay? Jessilina Smolina. You said we don't want her in a nursing school. Yeah. I don't hold her to excuses. But mental health on some level, absolutely. To go through the whole process, yeah. Because, why would you was fed crackers? Okay. The woman played in your hair. Why was that detailed? The woman played in your hair. She is competent but sick. Yeah, that was a sick move. Yeah, little Smolina. Yeah, this is a mess. Okay, y'all. Well, thank you for hanging out. We watched this together. I'll holler at y'all later. I got my lunch break is over. I got to finish up my work. But this press conference was disappointing. I wanted it not to be. And again, the police officers, in my opinion, put a 1 in the chat if you agree to disagree. In my opinion, so this is a 1, the police officers told us she a liar without telling us she a liar. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the police officers, if the police force feel she really was kidnapped and she really saw a child. Okay? So, 1, if you think the cops know she lied and they just finishing up the investigation. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the police was like, yep, she really was kidnapped and she saw a child. Put a 2 And put a 3 if you still undecided, even with all of the evidence that we have so far. Okay? Oh, yeah. Well, I see the ones coming in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cha. Messy. Messy. It was messy. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good day. I will see y'all later. They straight up called her a liar. Listen, they definitely. She said one, number one. They called her a liar. You a liar. The truth ain't in you. Ooh, cha. One, number one. Number one. This is crazy. And yes, I held up to once he said the searches. That was a wrap, y'all. I said, okay, that's it. You lied about the whole thing. That's enough for me. I have nothing left to give. But you guys have a great day. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.